Hey guys, this is Mike from Trail Evolution. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Evo SS Gimbal and what to do when your buttons no longer work. What we have here is the Evo SS. You will find at times that the buttons, the power button, might freeze. I went to use mine the other day and came to realize when I got out on the trail that it wouldn't power on. Luckily, there's an easy fix to this, and it's not sending it back to Evo. We're going to do things the easy way and save a little bit of money in the process. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to remove the back cover and take the batteries out. Once we have the cover and the batteries out, we're going to flip it upside down and we're going to locate the 4 screws on the bottom of the unit. Those 4 Allen screws are going to require a 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench to remove them. We're going to need to remove the 4 screws in the bottom to get to the internals of the gimbal. I'm going to remove these 4 screws, and in the process I'm just going to speed through it. There's no need to watch. Okay, the screws are officially out. Once they're out, you're just gently going to press and lift on the plastic cover. It comes off real easy. The inside of the gimbal, the first thing you'll notice is the control board sitting on top. We want to be real careful with pulling that out. You're just going to carefully lift and remove it from the housing. Below the computer board, you'll find an additional board. And along with that, we're going to have our power button. Okay, at this point we're ready to remove the button from the housing. All I'm going to do is simply press on it until it's flush with the housing. I'll then take my Allen wrench and I'll carefully push on the face of the button until it starts to come out from the housing. From there, you should be able to pull it right out, as so. We'll set that down, and then we'll carefully set down the gimbal so that we don't do any damage to the control boards. At this point, we're going to focus our attention on the button itself. If you take a look at the button, you might notice some oxidation or buildup where the button sits in the housing. It's pretty easy to remove. If you can't just wipe it off, you could take something as simple as a precision parts cleaner. Precision parts cleaner is a good product. It'll spray wet but dries real quick. It doesn't have a flash point. It's for the removal of dirt, moisture, dust, flux or oxides from the internal components of electronic or precision equipment. Okay, we're going to take a rag. We'll spray it with some precision parts cleaner. We'll take the button and we're just going to clean it off. Get off any oxidation, dirt, anything that's built up on it. We'll set that back down. That'll dry real quick. Then we'll take the cover. We'll clean the cover off. The cover is actually 2 pieces. You might notice when you take it off the first time it'll stick, but there is 2 pieces there. We'll clean that up. And that's it. Okay, at this point we're just going to reinstall all the parts. We'll take the gimbal. Again, be careful with the control board. We'll grab our button. Reinsert the button in the housing, making sure it seats all the way. Then we will gently take the control board and reinsert that back inside. You need to take the red and black wire and feed it on the side of the gimbal. And you'll notice that the control board rests on 2 pins. And it'll firmly press back on. It'll sit flush all the way around. Okay, once we have the control board seated, we're going to take the top cover, carefully place it back on. We'll check the function of the buttons. And then we'll take our 4 screws and tighten them back down. You'll notice from the factory that Evo uses a blue Loctite on the threads. If the screws go in real easy, or most of the Loctite is worn off, I'd suggest putting another dab on the threads. You want to use blue Loctite. This way you can get them back out. Red Loctite for this application would be too strong. So again, I'll just fast forward through the process of tightening the screws down. Okay, at this point we have our 4 screws tightened up, and we're just going to recheck, snug them down. You want to be careful not to over tighten these screws so that we do not strip them out. Okay. Before we put the batteries in, we'll check the buttons. Make sure each button has an audible click to it. We'll take our batteries, insert the cover back on, and the only thing left is to get a GoPro and test it out. On this. Okay. Alright, now that we have the GoPro mounted, the only thing left to do is test out the gimbal. And there we go. And we're off. Alright guys, that will conclude today's video. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, and look forward to more content in the future.